Hey, this is Audiophiles for Audiophiles, episode 4, I believe.
Yeah, it's
I'm
4.
not
It is,
mistaken.
yes.
Who knew we would make it this far? Just kidding, because we haven't put any of these out yet, so.
Yeah, we're just kind of recording, just
Yeah,
hanging out.
Getting them
day
all
1,
in.
episode 4, so. so,
Hanging out and talking about awesome
You're in
music
for
and
a
stuff.
real treat tonight.
right.
So,
Ooh,
So,
I like the seductive.
As we do every episode, why don't we introduce ourselves again?
I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Sean.
This podcast, if you don't already know, is just kind of about introducing people to new music, getting people to explore all sorts of stuff with music,
Just
music
ranting
genres,
about
music ideas,
different things we like.
and we just sit here and rant for however long.
Just
about,
rant, give our
about a
opinions,
different
talk about
topic.
concerts.
Yeah.
Just
Give you-
anything music related.
Yep, give you a couple of music clips and then talk about what music we've been listening to recently.
Yeah. And close
So-
out with a clip of what songs have been tickling our fancies lately.
So,
That's a good way to put it. So,
So-
today, we're going to talk about concept albums, right?
Concept albums.
Mm.
I mean,
so-
let's just briefly talk about just a concept album in general. Concept album is pretty much just an album that follows a cohesive kind of narrative. Lots of dialogue, lots of songs and pieces that kind of flow together. Lots of a theatric pieces.
Basically,
Yeah,
basically
lots of
it tells a
movements.
story.
It tells a
Yeah.
story. Yep.
An album that tells a story. Yeah, that's
Movements.
the simplest way
Yeah.
to put it. And
There's a lot of great.
There's-
I'm a
concept albums
huge
out there.
fan of concept
Huge
albums.
fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can all pretty much agree that concept albums are some of our favorite actual albums.
Yeah. I mean,
The-
it's
the-
hard.
The idea of not just creating one song that has movements that works all together, but
Yeah.
actually creating an extended piece that transcends the individual songs and just becomes something bigger.
Very true.
Like it's something that is very, very difficult, that a lot of artists can either do very, very well or very, very poorly if they even attempt it at all.
Yeah.
Um,
Basically, you have to listen to a concept album straight through to get
Yeah.
everything, because
And a lot,
there's
for
so
a lot
much
of
going
times,
on. Yeah.
I feel like that's the best way
There's
to
the whole
listen to an
concept.
album.
Yeah.
It's just straight through. And
Basically,
me-
a concept album has concepts.
for me, my first introduction to a concept album, the idea of this
Started off
was when I listened to Dream Theater's Scenes from a Memory, Metropolis Part 2, came out in 1999. I heard it, 2010, 2011.
Yep.
And I started listening to it, and I realized this is like a story. I looked it up on Wikipedia. I was reading all about it, and I'm like, wow, this idea of a concept album, I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, it's pretty
It was-
intense.
yeah, it blew me away, and I thought it was so cool. And I realized there's actually a lot of other bands that have done this, obviously, but that was the first album I heard was Metropolis Part 2, Scenes from Memory by Dream Theater. And it's one of my all-time favorite albums.
Yeah, same here. I'm actually sporting the shirt right
he
now.
is. Sean's got the...
Hell yeah. I mean, I think we've
shirt.
been over this before.
Yeah,
but,
but
it's a
love
great
that
lineup.
album.
Yeah, production, everything. Everything about the album, but the story is actually very, very captivating. It's,
Yep.
it's very interesting. But
Oh, yeah.
Adam,
I
what
mean-
what concept albums have been
well,
you thinking about lately?
Going off the first one that I really was exposed to was a classic as far as concept albums go, Tommy by The Who.
Oh, The Who. It's a very underrated
Timeless.
album, I feel.
It
No
is.
one really talks about Tommy
The
that
problem
much.
with Tommy in the mainstream is that Tommy doesn't have any good singles. As
Right.
far as
True.
the music
True.
industry, singles.
Overture.
I mean, yeah. There's
I love
Overture,
anything with an
there's-
overture,
there's-
just by
I
the way.
mean-
Everything that
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
sets
Yeah.
up. That's a beautiful
But I mean, really, the only
Just-
big
that's
songs are
another
like
thing.
"I'm Free."
Mhm.
There's a couple other ones. Pinball. I mean,
Pinball
Pinball
Wizard,
Wizard, which
right.
got.
That was
everyone knows
press.
Pinball Wizard,
Everyone,
yeah.
Anyone who knows the Who knows the Pinball Wizard.
Yep, very true.
But yeah, I mean the idea behind Tommy and just the fact that Pete Townsend, the guitarist for the Who, was able to create this entire world and this entire story in this one album and make you actually feel for the main character Tommy, who grows up deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yes.
And how just operatic the entire
Yeah.
It's a rock
thing
opera.
feels.
is
It's a
what it
rock
is.
Rock opera,
yeah.
yes.
Not only a concept album, but it's truly a rock opera.
Yes.
Um,
Lots of
and it's-
dialogue and
It's very unique in that way.
Yeah, and they made a movie off of it, right, too?
Yeah, there is a movie with
Yep.
Elton John actually stars as the Pinball Wizard.
Does he?
Are you
Yep.
serious?
Yeah. So Roger Daltrey plays Tommy.
Yeah.
Roger
Right.
Daltrey, the singer for the Who. Elton John is the Pinball Wizard. Eric Clapton's in there at some
Is he a
point.
cameo?
He has a cameo.
What?
Yeah, he's.
Why have I
Wow.
not seen this movie?
Oh my god!
I've
you need
seen,
to, you
like,
need to
a
watch
piece
Tommy.
of
The
it.
hell?
You need to watch.
What
Tommy,
year- what
it's
year is the movie?
fantastic. What? It's in the 70s sometime. It's
Okay.
after Roger Daltrey has his like long
Mhm.
flowing locks.
I love long flowing locks.
This
Don't
was
judge me.
this was all the post mod stuff that
Okay.
they did.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Awesome.
so
That's something I have to check
Yeah,
out.
we need to
Yeah.
watch
See,
that.
I'm learning things today.
and then I mean,
Come on, guys.
Yeah, I saw like a clip of that at one point.
Yeah.
There was like some scene, someone being covered in chocolate or something.
baked beans.
Baked
Baked
beans. Is
beans.
that what it was?
Yeah, that thing
Sounds
I don't
very
know
kinky.
what that was.
It's,
That was trippy.
Yeah, it's really trippy. Some of the
Is
things.
it trippier
scenes
than
get
The
really
Wall?
Weird. Not as
No.
trippy
The
as
Wall was like
movie.
1981 or something.
Yeah, with Bob Geldof.
Yeah.
That.
He
That's a
plays
whole
Pink.
other thing.
Oh my god.
I love that.
Yeah, he's Pink, but that's a different thing.
Going into concept albums even further, you can't talk about concept albums without talking about The Wall.
A
And then
perfect
So
segue right
Sean-
there. No,
Sean
yeah.
can go.
Oh, The Wall. What can I say about The Wall that like hasn't been said a million
Right,
times
exactly.
already? The Wall. It's probably, if I could name like top 5 albums right now, The Wall is definitely one
Oh,
of them.
for sure, it's on my list right there.
Yeah, basically The Wall is a concept album, obviously rock opera, but there's it's basically a story of a kid. It's modeled off of Roger Waters, who grew up during World War II, which is very in Britain, which is very like a traumatic time for everybody, and he grew up in I was gonna say he grew up and it was very like lots of hardships and stuff, and like he was abused, and he was abused as a kid too, and it goes through all these different movements, and it has like this false ending thing where you have to spin the opposite side of the record again, and there's lots of interesting parts. Like I can't even begin to tell
Yeah,
you like,
like
the
the-
mood and the atmosphere that The Wall
There's
brings.
so many little pieces and like
yeah.
hidden things in there, like the
I can't
part
even.
where
I'm
part
starting.
where
to-
there's someone talking and it's backwards, and if you play the record backwards, you can hear them saying something about sending a letter to like a farm or something. I don't know exactly what it said.
Yeah,
but
they.
and there's
they-
a trial, and then
yeah.
basically, The Wall is how Roger Waters was feeling personally at the time when he wrote it, because he felt isolated from his
the
audience,
fans.
from the fans, the people like Pink Floyd. He felt isolated from all the people who listened to his music. So he described The Wall like an actual physical wall that separated him between the audience, like from him and the audience on stage. So during the concerts, the production team would actually build a physical like 10-story tall wall in front of the audience, and Pink Floyd would like play behind them. It's just an incredible concept. Like everything that happens like is genius in Roger Waters' mind. You know what I'm saying? Like
And what makes that album so unique, and I mean, as far as Pink Floyd goes, because it wasn't unique to Pink Floyd, but because they did it with Dark Side, but just the concept album that there's no true distinction between songs.
yeah,
Where each
everything
song
flows. Oh, I love
flows
that.
into the next one.
Yeah.
So
That's-
rather than just telling a story, it does feel like one
big
musical
song.
production, one
Yeah.
Which is
big
awesome to
song.
me.
And it's so theatrical too, because near the end, there was a movie based on this, and a few years later.
That movie's crazy.
Yeah, it's really trippy, so don't watch it. It's on like acid or something. But, it gets
I
all
love that
like
movie.
there's like a big trial at the end, and the wall gets torn down, and just
Yeah.
it's so like there's lots of speaking parts, lots of talking. It's literally like you're listening to like a play or something.
Yeah.
Like
It
there's
is.
so much great music
Just
behind
without visual, and
Yeah.
you just get to
Roger
create
Waters.
a visual in your own mind, which
Yeah.
I think is awesome
it. Yeah,
too.
I love albums that
And,
like
oh,
paint
yeah.
that picture so
Yeah.
like vivid. But like Goodbye Blue Sky describes the war and how basically like as a kid like,
Yeah.
you couldn't really see the blue sky because of planes and everything was so.
And that song is so interesting.
Yeah,
the way
it's
it
so
goes back and
moody.
forth between like
The major
very
and minor.
melodic and like sounding almost happy to a point, and then it just descends and
Yeah.
it just gets really dreary and dark sounding.
Yeah.
And mixing that all at once
Very
is
true.
Yeah, all
really
the changes
unique.
between the major and
The
minor
Wall, yeah, but The
chords.
Wall is definitely an album you have to listen to just
Mhm.
at any time in your life. And since we're already on Pink Floyd concept albums, they've made a lot of concept records in their time, Animals and everything. But Dark Side of the Moon, 1973, is another classic, another favorite of mine. I honestly feel bad for any person in the world who hasn't experienced and listened to The Dark Side of the Moon
You
at
gotta
least
do
at least
it.
once. You have to sit in your room and play Dark Side of the Moon all the way through and just experience it and listen to it because
Just get some good stereo headphones too for that back and forth action. And
yeah,
like,
everything.
the song,
It's a damn
like,
masterpiece. I'm telling
is.
you. So it's another great concept album. Everything, life and death, and greed, and all these really, really deep personal things. Kind of like what the Wall, but like what the Wall was after Dark Side of the Moon. But there's like all these little personal things going on, like greed and
things about
yeah,
crazy,
fame,
going crazy, and
yeah,
weird stuff like that.
going crazy, like mental illness and stuff.
Yeah.
But Dark Side of the Moon is you have to listen to it. Great music, excellent production, and everything. It's great. Adam,
yeah, I was just gonna say if we
Who's tweeting at me?
want to go into some newer concept albums, it's not necessarily a new band, but one of their newest album, so lesser known metal band by the name of Queensryche.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh, Queensryche. Jeff Tate.
You don't really hear about Queensryche.
You don't.
Too
No.
much.
Jeff
They're
Tate is
definitely
with them
underrated, but their newest album, I can't for the life of me remember the name, but it's the entire thing has to do with war.
Operation Mindcrime, or is it
That was from the
'cause
80s.
they have Operation Mindcrime and they have Operation Mindcrime 2.
This is
I don't know
this
when
is-
those
I
came
think
out.
it might be Operation Mindcrime 2, but Operation Mindcrime came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
When they first started.
Yeah.
Anyway, their newest album, it's all about war and what it does to individuals and especially soldiers, and so the entire album is undercut and underlined by these interviews with soldiers, like both current acting soldiers and retired soldiers from various wars, and that is played underneath the entire album.
Wow.
Which is very, very unique, and it does make you think, and it brings a lot of issues to light, like concept albums like to do.
Yeah.
And it's something that didn't really get a lot of press because Queensryche doesn't really get a lot of press.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I actually have Operation Mindcrime 2 on my iPod right now, but I haven't actually listened to it because I never listened to Operation Mindcrime, the original one, and I feel like it's a concept album. I need to get the story out of it, so I need to listen to the first one still, which I haven't done yet, but
they're both very good.
I want to.
And Empire is really good too. It's also
another Queensryche album.
Queensryche album. That's also a concept album. They're big on concept albums.
They are.
I mean, concept albums are great, but you just because it's a concept album doesn't mean it's like automatically amazing. They just have to be done right. Yeah. They just have to be.
And another one, I totally agree. But Transatlantic, the band.
Oh man,
you got Mike Portnoy.
It's some prog rock going here.
Mike Portnoy, who's also in Dream Theater, is drumming. Was in Dream Theater.
Come on, Mike. Come on.
I know.
He's got a lot of bands. So.
He drums in for Transatlantic with Neil Morris is the lead singer in that band. It's kind of like a side project that they both do.
Right.
And who else is in that? Like Roy Stolt, I think is his name.
Yeah, I forgot.
He's from the Flower Kings. Is that the band he's in? Like
something like that.
Yeah, he's in some other
some funky prog.
He's
rock.
in some other prog rock band, and they're just basically a prog rock supergroup.
Yep.
And they have an album called The Whirlwind, which is fantastic. One of my top favorite albums probably. And there's one song on it called Is It Really Happening, which it just starts out slow, it's building up, and it just keeps going until all the members of the band are playing at their absolute maximum speed, going all out, and like there's just one keyboard melody that just goes, and it just, I don't know what it was about that keyboard melody, but it really struck a chord with me, and that's one of my favorite songs from that album. So that's another concept type album that I just love.
Definitely. I mean, we could go on and on and on about all sorts of.
So basically, what we're saying is we all love concept albums, and all those ones we mentioned. If you like that kind of genre that we mentioned, or if you haven't listened to, like Sean said, Dark Side of the Moon, just listen to that.
You have to experience it
and
at least
listen
once,
to.
I'm telling you.
If you like progressive metal, listen to Dream Theater's Scenes from a Memory.
Oh,
if you like classic.
That's really intense though. Like there's a lot you gotta really pay attention.
Yeah,
because I didn't even get it the first time I heard it.
If there's you like classic prog rock, listen to Transatlantic.
If you like some theremin, listen to Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
That's right. That's another one I forgot about.
People consider it the first true concept album. It's one of the last, if not, I think it's the last true Beach Boys album.
I think it is.
and they went all out with it. They went full psychedelic.
Yes.
Just every
Acid.
single thing about that album is done right. And listening to the entire thing all the way through is just an accomplishment in itself. It is absolutely beautifully orchestrated and beautifully done. I mean, one song that most people know from it is Good Vibrations, which
Good Vibrations.
is
some
notable
Beach
for
Boys.
its unique use of the theremin instrument, which has also been used in things like the Star Trek theme. But yeah, it's just very, very beautiful. I mean, it's definitely a good place to jump into the idea of concept albums as well.
Yeah. You know, I just noticed we've been going for about 15 minutes. We haven't played any songs for the people.
Oh, wow. We gotta get some jams going, dude.
What do you want to play?
I don't know.
Anything from a concept album?
Yeah, what's a good concept album song that could just get it going?
See, the problem with concept albums is, like, it's hard to just
Pick
showcase
one.
one song.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Why don't we play,
Intro to Pinball Wizard, maybe?
yeah.
Dad acoustic
let's
guitar?
Let's do it. The acoustic,
Dad acoustic.
That acoustic style actually comes because Pete Townsend, before he played guitar, played banjo.
Yes, I knew
he
that.
had-
It's kind of similar to Brian May had a banjo.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool.
Like, that's what they learned, yeah.
I
His
had no
wrist,
idea.
His wrist
Yep.
technique with his strumming hand was much faster than the ordinary guitarist.
Yes.
And he showcases it very well in this intro.
That's
to
a very
Pinball
good
Wizard.
representation of acoustic
Good
guitar
segue.
playing.
Here we go, Pinball Wizard.
Pinball Wizard.
What other song do you want to do?
I don't know.
We don't
From
have to do
Dream-
two.
Play the whole Scenes from
I guess
Memory
we don't.
album.
That's true. We can just do Pinball Wizard. That's
And
fine.
then
Because it'll keep it short. And
talk
we can talk
about-
about. So, Sean, do you want to go first on
What I've been listening
bands?
to?
Yeah. What do you?
What have I been listening to? I don't know.
Yeah, you got some time. We can edit this out.
I'm thinking. What do you have in your Spotify?
Anything you want. I'm thinking we're gonna talk about Grand Island, which is this. So funny.
Fuck is tweeting it?
Or the Deer Hunter. That's good too.
Oh,
Because
do-
he does this whole thing with the color spectrum. That's
Oh.
really interesting. Where he does he had like 5 EPs, and each one was based on a different color.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna talk about the Deer Hunter. Yeah,
The Deer Hunter or Deer Hunter?
the Deer Hunter.
Okay.
I think there's a difference.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna talk about the Deer Hunter.
What's a good thing to talk about? Thinking. God damn.
Scroll through your iPod.
I don't have my iPod on me. It's in the car.
We're burning up time here.
Def Leppard. I'm gonna talk about Def Leppard.
Okay, talk about some Def Leppard. Talk about Ted.
Ted Nugent.
No,
Good.
Go with Dead Leopard. Okay.
So we're gonna be talking about, like, we usually close our segments, what we've been listening to lately, and I'm gonna start this off. What I've been listening to lately, nothing new, but definitely old classics. You gotta love the British heavy metal scene. We're talking like Judas Priest, and if you're looking for some great harmonies, Pyromania, Hysteria, you gotta go with some Def Leppard. I love Def Leppard. The harmonies, everything, guitar. Joe Elliott is a beautiful singer. I mean, he's got a great voice, and God damn it, Mike. Mike, yeah.
Mike's sitting here, he puts his
Mike's-
shirt up his shirt sleeve and starts pretending to drum with one hand.
Yeah, Mike, that wasn't very nice. I'm just kidding.
It's pretty offensive.
That
No,
wasn't
it's
very
not.
offensive. He was
Come on.
honored. Yeah, Rick Allen, who is has one arm. Guy made a drum set he can play with one arm. That's all electronic. You use his feet. I mean, that's excellent.
That guy's amazing.
amazing drummer. Mike had to do a little
Well,
improv right there.
I just wanted to see the reaction.
That was really funny.
It was
That was really
good.
good. But yeah, I love Def Leppard.
No,
Def
that guy-
Leppard's
that's
Vault.
great.
What's
19
your favorite album?
Favorite album by Def Leppard? You gotta go Pyromania, man. All the classics are off Pyromania.
Over Hysteria, though?
Hysteria's good. I mean, there's a lot of good Def Leppard albums, but I mean,
Yeah.
Def
Very
Leppard's
good.
a great band from the 80s, 70s, whatever. British heavy metal scene. They're also really great performers too. So I've been listening to some Def Leppard. Mike, what do you got?
One band that I really like that I found not too long ago was called they're called The Deer Hunter. I feel like Adam brought this to my attention that there's someone out there called Deer Hunter. I
I
just want to make it clear I'm talking
think
about
that's a movie, actually.
the Deer Hunter. I don't know if that's true, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy, he did this whole really interesting thing, a little bit along the lines of concept albums like we're talking about, but it's a little bit different spin on that, where he put out, I believe it's 5 different EPs,
Mhm.
and they're all based on a different color, and you know, he goes through blue, green, indigo, orange, red, violet, white, and yellow and black, if I didn't say those 2. So each one has 4 songs on it, and they each are supposed to convey his idea of what that color would sound
Spell stuff
like,
over
I
there?
guess.
Oh,
And
he's
so-
giving me a thing.
So it's
Just read the
really
top part.
interesting.
Yeah, that is definitely very,
Each
very
See, for the
each
film.
EP has a different sound to it, and it's amazing. So if you, it's kind of a progressive without being really long songs
Yeah,
drawn out. So
I see.
if you like not real heavy progressive, just classic. So
And the death of
if you
death
like-
of a member.
if you like that kind of indie progressive sound, go for some The Deer Hunter. Adam, what do you got?
Right now, really what I've been listening to is an album I picked up by 2 fairly well-known artists who decided to collaborate together, Robert Plant and Alison Krauss.
Oh,
And the
I
album-
love me some Robert Plant.
The album.
Robert Plant is my
Insane.
favorite singer of all time.
Over
and-
Freddie.
I
Over
Ah,
Freddie,
I know,
over
dude.
Freddie though.
don't know. You gotta put me on the spot, dude. Okay, anyway. Okay,
Anyway.
Freddie and Robert Plant. For rock, I guess. God damn it, Adam, I hate you. Put me on the spot. But
Okay,
no, I love
jeez.
both.
Sorry about that.
That was just a little side
But-
note. Continue on. I love Robert Plant.
But
Robert
he's
Plant's
the man.
great.
yeah, Robert Plant, who's very well known for being in Led Zeppelin, and
Oh, yeah.
Alison Krauss, who doesn't get a lot of media press, but she actually holds the record for the most number of Grammys won, because she basically wins almost every bluegrass Grammy.
Mhm.
She is phenomenal,
Wow.
amazing voice. Yeah, and so the 2 of them teamed up in 2006 or 2007.
Yes.
Came up with Raising Sand. It's really interesting. A lot of it involves like reinventing blues and bluegrass classics
Yep.
and turning them into
That's a great stuff.
very, very different, very unique sounding songs. If you're looking for something that sounds like Zeppelin or looking for something that sounds like an Alison Krauss bluegrass album, you will find neither of them there, which is actually kind of nice. It's very refreshing. I've never really heard anything like most of the songs on there, but I think the song that we're gonna leave off today with is a song off that album called Nothing. It's really great. Robert Plant sings the vocals on it and does a phenomenal job. The guitar is fantastic, and what's really unique is just how they chose to use the absence of sound and to create the sound of the song.
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorite techniques in songwriting. I gotta
Oh, yeah.
admit, just
It's-
anything like that,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
excellent.
where it just leaves a little space in there and
It's
then comes
so-
back.
It's so difficult to do right, and that's what's so rewarding about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this has been Audiophiles for Audiophiles. I'm Adam.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Sean. Hope
Don't-
you enjoyed.
Don't
Oh,
forget.
did I steal your line? Or,
No.
It's all good, dude.
Just gonna say, don't forget to email us at
right.
audioforaudio@gmail.com. Send us
Better
song
email, I'm
suggestions.
serious.
Send us suggestions for the show.
This
Right.
show's got to get
Um,
famous.
The only
Avoid most hate mail, but I mean, if you have any criticisms,
yeah, let us know.
Well, yeah,
we don't
well-
care.
we'd love to
Constructive
hear
criticism, of course. I just don't want get emails be like, yo, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Suck a lot of D, so.
it. Well,
Only
only if
downside
you email that
with
for Sean, though.
Yeah.
The rest of
I'm
us
not giving you my email address, though.
only downside with doing this first 4 episodes in one day is we haven't had any fan suggestions yet. So
Yeah. We're going to get them, though, so let's keep our heads up, guys. Come on. We got this.
all right, we'll look
Anyway,
forward to it.
So here's
So
Nothing by Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. Thanks for listening.
yep, bye.